Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rabbi Mark Karasick, and it is my privilege to serve as chairman of the board of SINAI Schools. It gives me great pleasure to speak to you tonight about the recipient of this year's SINAI Schools Community Partner Award, Cross River. Cross River is a local community bank headquartered here in Bergen County, which has grown over the past decade into a national financial technology leader, named by Forbes in the top 50 most innovative fintech companies in 2019. And yet, even as it has grown, it maintains its commitment to giving back to the community, supporting charities and nonprofit organizations locally and throughout the region. On a personal note, I have indirectly collaborated with Cross River on several occasions in efforts to satisfy various community needs, both of institutions and individuals. It is no surprise, then, that Cross River's leadership reacted so enthusiastically to the idea of supporting SINAI schools and becoming one of SINAI's community partners. In fact, many individuals within the Cross River leadership are also longtime SINAI supporters and leaders in philanthropic pursuits. I would especially like to recognize 3 Cross River board members who are here with us tonight. Yitz Stern, a longtime member of Teaneck City Council who has supported SINAI for many years. Drew Parker, who not only has been a generous SINAI donor for over 20 years, but was instrumental in bringing Cross River and SINAI together. And David Cotney, a former Massachusetts Commissioner of Banking, who is also a board member of JDRF International, a leading global organization for funding type 1 diabetes research. Cross River has eagerly embraced every opportunity to help the children of SINAI. Its president and CEO, Gilles Gade, and other representatives from Cross River have all visited our schools and have been inspired by the passion of the educators and the determination of the schools. Gilles had only one question at the end of his visit: what can we do for SINAI? Immediately, Cross River established a scholarship fund to help the children of SINAI. Cross River also created work-study positions for SINAI high school students to insist in furthering their vocational training. The goal of this joint program is to teach the SINAI students the skills that they need to be confident, productive adults in our community. Moreover, Cross River is providing them with the rich opportunity to work in a professional office environment. The leadership at Cross River is committed not only to running a successful business, but to making the world a better place. It is written in the Talmud, in Sukkah, page 49b, Amar Rebbe Elazar stated, Kol ha'oset tzedakah u'mishpat ki'ilu milei kol ha'olam kulo chesed. Anyone who performs charity and justice is credited as though he had filled the whole world in its entirety with kindness. This concept, the linkage of charity and justice, guides the leadership at Cross River and guides their attitude towards everything they have done and continue to do for SINAI. Cross River understands that helping children with special needs is not just an act of charity. It is doing justice by ensuring that all children receive the education and help they truly deserve. And Gilles, while neither Cross River nor SINAI alone has yet filled the entire world with kindness, as you look out at this packed room, it seems that together we are off to a great start. We look forward to doing much more together in Tzedek and Chesed. It is with great pleasure that I ask Cross River's President and CEO, Gilles Gade, to join me on the stage so that I may present you with SINAI's 2019 Community Partnership Award, a beautiful work of art created by our children that captures the theme of tonight's dinner. Together, we can soar.
הולך אני כעת למשול האהוב כילד ההולך לו לאיבוד כפות ידיים מושטות מבקשות את העזרה להמשיך איתך את המסע ובצדדים הפחים כאילו איבדו את זהותם מחפשים עוד קרן אור שתעזור עוד לגימה קטנה של מים
To have fact to follow. Do you have a violin or something? I don't have the teleprompter. I just prepared a few notes. It's going to be short, trust me. So first of all, I would like to thank Rabbi Warthwax, Mr. Fishman, Mr. Vogel, Rabbi Karasick, and of course, Mrs. Herman also as well. So thank you for your kind words. Thank you for your partnership. I would like to personally thank our staff, our friends, our directors, our partners, present or not present in this August audience. Particularly, I'd like to give a quick wink to my longtime friend, Russell, and Sima Kellner, who I believe is part of the faculty. I would also like to thank the Parkers, the extended Parker family, as a matter of fact, for getting us involved. First, when Drew mentioned, I would like to get you involved in something called SINAI, I thought he was talking about a dating site. I was already married, so I wasn't 100% sure what he wanted from me. But Drew, thank you really profusely. Once I discovered, I truly understood why you're so attached to this organization, and also for your constant, tireless efforts to make a difference in our community. Finally, on behalf of Cross River, I would like to thank SINAI Academy for bestowing upon us this undeserved and tremendous award. Our spiritual journey as a bank began 11 years ago with the following thing in mind. Our name, Cross River. It comes from a spiritual journey itself of our forefather Abraham, who engaged in when he announced to the world that he was an Ivri. In other words, he had himself crossed the spiritual river, Ever Anar. He stood on the other side of the spiritual river when the rest of the world stood on this side. So in other words, the world was filled with infanticide, human sacrifices, strife, famine, and he decided to make a difference. He decided to change the world. So similarly, we began our journey, albeit more modestly, with more modest intentions, regarding the banking industry and the banking world as a whole, by trying to challenge the status quo and bring a fresh outlook to our antiquated industry. However, there's a lot more than this, to this. We wholeheartedly believe in our three-pronged approach, which form our ethos. Number one, humility. God runs the world. And taking credit for work which is not ours runs contrarian to our belief. God rewards the effort, not the results. Therefore, we can never take credit for the results of our success or the success of our institution. Number two, paying back. Since God gives us success, or access to success, at any level it may be, giving back is believing in concept number one, humility. He entrusted us with our success. Now we have to turn around and give it back to others. And number three, once you accomplish one and two, the third prong of our ethos is happiness. It has been demonstrated that feeling humble and giving back brings tremendous happiness to our lives and a sense of purpose. And I can say unequivocally that our success is 100% attributed to our charitable spirit and our desire to abide by God's law and trying to make a Kiddush Hashem, a sanctification of His name. We have a SINAI student, like Rabbi Karasick mentioned before, Azriel Magder, coming on Wednesdays for the past months for vocational training or internship in our Fort Lee office. Azriel loves working here, and he has been getting a lot out of it, as have we. And this is why it makes sense for us to partner with SINAI Academy, which shares these values and contributes so much to our community. God is shaping Nachas up above, seeing how a group of people, a group of individuals, takes care of his pure neshamas, his pure souls. I am fortunate to have seen the work of SINAI Academy firsthand as I paid a visit to one of their schools. We take it as an honor and a privilege to be associated with such a worthy institution. We're only a custodian of God's riches and distribute it to the best of our limited understanding. But thank you for allowing us to get a glimpse of the greatness of the human spirit and for being part of God's work. Thank you for listening.